Y'all, we have had like many days in a row of just gray, cooler weather, not my typical Florida. And I've just kind of been feeling kind of meh and uninspired. So I just grabbed my pruners, my Felco pruners, and I started walking. Well, let me tell you all the things that I found to do. And I was inspired to make this video right here, right now. So yay, let's go see. All right, we'll start right here. Right here, there used to be a pot of a pipe vine that has died back. So it's just basically an empty pot. I moved it in there. It's actually sitting right back there. So I thought, well, you know what? I've got some clustered bushmint that I love, that I grew from seed. And I thought, I'll just put it in a pot. And so that's what I'm doing. Look at this sweet baby. This is a clustered bushmint. From what I can tell, it doesn't have a period of dormancy and is possible to bloom all year. So we'll see. Look at the little bee come in. Wasn't that sweet? Did you see it? So I'm just potting this right here, right now, and it grows pretty fast. So hopefully in a month or so, it'll fill up the space and maybe we'll get some flowers. Now, it does like a wet setting. So I did put some old plastic bag at the bottom of this pot, like I did for when I potted my aquatic milkweed in that video. So I did the same for this, so it will be happy. And there we go. This is a red maple. It is native to Florida, and it actually came up in our yard. My husband dug it up, and it's been growing in a pot since it was a baby. And I just up-potted it into this taller pot. And the cool thing about this is it is the host plant to 4 very cool moths: the Polyphemus moth, the Cecropia moth, the rosy maple moth, and the imperial moth. So how cool is that? I have another host plant in a pot, and then right beside it is another host plant. This is the wild lime. It is the host to the giant swallowtail, who you know that I love dearly, and I love raising them. Well, this was sitting back here in a small pot also. So I also up-potted it. Then right beside it is a pawpaw that is dormant. And the soil level had gone low. Like it went from here, it was like down to here. So I pulled the whole thing out, put soil in underneath, and then put this back on top. I'm getting ready to do the same thing over here with these 2 potted wild black cherry trees, which are hosts to an enormous amount of insects. Is everything past inspection, Ringo? Are we good, sir? Are we good? See, that is so much better. And in taking care of it now, it's going to be ready and growing healthy to support caterpillars next season. So here we go. Both of them repotted and ready to grow. These go dormant. These 2 still have some leaves on them, so maybe they're not going to go fully dormant this year. These are what I get my Eastern Tiger Swallowtail caterpillars on. So if you want to get Eastern Tiger Swallowtail caterpillars in your garden, get yourself some wild black cherry trees, and they will do well in pots. And they sell them on Joyful Butterfly. Now, Joyful Butterfly isn't actively shipping right now because it's the dormant season. But you can go on there and pre-order, and then they'll just automatically ship them to you when it is safe for your zone to be planting them. And of course, I do have my affiliate link to Joyful Butterfly below. And thank you all who support my channel by using that link. And I have to say, y'all, it's been days, possibly a week, since I've seen a butterfly in my garden. It's really, really pretty sad. I think this is the longest I've gone without seeing one. And I was literally standing out here thinking about filming this video, and a little longtail skipper flew up and landed on, actually, it's right back there, one of those Mexican sunflowers right beside me, almost like saying, yes, film the video, and here I am, so smile. And now that I'm in the middle of filming, the clouds have been burned off by the sun, and my blue sky is coming out. And there's that little skipper. Well, I don't know if it's the same one, but there's another one right there. It's a good day. Just grab your clippers. Just grab your clippers and get out in your garden. Unless it's covered in snow. Then move to Florida. You could be my neighbor. How fun would that be? Look at that sweet baby. This makes my heart so happy, y'all. And I know that you know. That's why we hang out on this channel together, because we know. Okay, back here in the butterfly haven on these milkweed crates, on these milk crates, I had all of my potted wild lime trees, and I was like, why are they in there? Because they're green. They stay green all year. So I moved them out into this garden space because they're green, and they just filled it in with green. Here's one here. They were already potted. I literally just moved them. And there's one there and one over there. And so all those spaces that were just empty and barren that you could see down are green. And this little guy here is the next thing I want to tell you about. I have some pots over here in the back corner of my workspace, and I'll just randomly toss seeds in there. Well, the two Mexican sunflowers came up. Look, there's a little zinnia. There's some cosmos coming up in that one. I'll just throw stuff in here and see what grows. So I dug out. Look, here comes another. That's another Mexican sunflower. Anyway, I dug them out and I planted one here, so that's going to fill in that spot so nicely. And the other one is right there because I have this one here. Look at all these buds on it. This one, we had a storm come through and it knocked over the whole top of it. This thing was huge, and that storm just took it out. But I was able to trim it back and save it, but I don't have a whole lot of flowers. And then there was another huge one right here. Gone. The whole thing fell over, blown over, and it just died. And I'm missing that. It's like a big hole there. It was full of color. You can see back there, though, I have another one coming up. So there is that. But I need more. I'm making a seed starting video, and it'll be coming up. I'm just waiting for them to grow a little bit so I can show you how it worked. But it's going to be all about growing these seeds, these flower seeds, to get these pops of nectar going in your garden. So be watching for that. And if you're not subscribed, subscribe so you'll find out when I post that. Look at that blue sky. So another thing that I do, or did, is I have Mapop Incense coming up all over my garden, like all over. So when it comes up at a random place, I pluck it out and I stick it in a pot. So I'm gonna go find one, because I'm sure I can find one. They're everywhere, and show you what I mean. Okay, here we go. Here's one. So I'll go right down to the base of it and pull it out, and you see, I'll get a little bit of root. Well, that will root. And so what I do with it is I have these random pots sitting right over here where I planted the bush mint. And I have this Pokey Tool that probably has some professional fancy name, but I think Pokey Tool works just as well. It's kind of like a Pokemon Pokey Tool. Okay, and so I'll just poke that down in one of these random pots and literally stick it in. And so look at all this Mapop, look at all these. They'll grow. And then I'll have these pots full of it that I can use to feed caterpillars. This Mapop Incense is the host for golf fritillaries and zebra longwing caterpillars. So, woohoo. They look kind of droopy, but they'll pop back. They will come back and be happy. Look, this one right here is starting to come back and look happy. And I just have been plucking these over the past couple of days. So, if you enjoyed this video inspired by being uninspired, then tap the like button and I'll see you in the next one.